What's happening, guys? Wow, here we are. The first Thursday in February of 2021. And I don't know about you guys, but the last year has been a cluster. Yes, a cluster. But it's all been a blessing, right? So, we all have our journey and we all talk about what works for us and we all talk about what isn't working for us. And I think that during this last year with the pandemic and everything else that's kind of happened, it's caused us to pause and to reflect on what works for us, right? There are so many options and so many opportunities to either stay in fight or flight or rest in peace. Rest and repair, rest in peace. Where am I coming from with that? So you have a choice. You can go fight or flight or stay in rest and repair. And oddly enough, I woke up this morning at like 4:00 and I had this dying kind of overwhelming feeling of what am I going to talk about to start off my podcast series. And I have been talking with my videographer, Stormy, about topics. And I kind of just thought about this at 4:00 in the morning. And it really focuses on removing self-rejection and self-doubt. Couple of questions that I'm going to answer that were asked of me regarding this topic. But these are things that I have found that work well for me. Whether you ascribe to them or not, everybody kind of, picks at what works for them and what doesn't work for them. So I really wanted to address this because it's really all about how much impact you have in life. And the first question that was asked of me was thinking about how when you are criticized for how you look, do you immediately go to the opinions of others, and do those opinions stop you from being your authentic self? Let's talk about that for a second. So we've got opinions of others where society dictates that we feel this sense of validation when we seek the opinion of others. Whether it is a favorable opinion or a not so favorable opinion, it affects our perception of ourselves and how we perceive the world. So if you take that question, do the opinions of others stop you from being your authentic self? Really what's important is authentic self, right? So that's where you need to kind of reset, decompress, and come from when you are venturing out into this world as we know it. For me, authenticity is uber important, not just for who I am as a person, but how I live my life, but in dealing with others, whether it's in business or personal relationships or all of the above. So authentic self, what does that look like, right? And how do we know that we're operating in that authentic space? Well, ask yourself the question, how does this make me feel, right? When I take on this decision or take on this opportunity, am I going to feel good about it, or am I going to constantly second guess why I'm doing it, and am I trying to please the other person? That is not operating from your authentic self when you're trying to please the other person. So what I have found that helps me is, okay, I kind of do a gut check, right? So if I think about making that decision and I kind of envision myself going, all right, what does it look like when I'm actually there doing that? If I feel peaceful and if I feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this, then I know it was the right decision. Whereas if I'm going, God, I really don't know if I should be doing this. Do I feel like I really want to make this decision and go into a partnership with this person? Do I want to get into a relationship with this person? If I start questioning myself, then I know I'm not operating from my authentic self. So going back to the opinions of others and affecting your authentic self, do a gut check. Gut checks are huge, right? Personal or professional, do a gut check. I can't say that enough. So, second question, do you prioritize the needs of others above your own? Okay, this goes right back to, oh my gosh, people pleasing, right? We all have done it. We all do it. We've all thought about doing it. Well, because if you think about it, are your needs more important when you're trying to seek something from that relationship or that business proposition, right? So you have to really talk about Your needs are important because if you're not feeling 100%, you can't possibly be 100% for someone else. That goes back to the self-care. That goes back to being authentic. That goes back to what are you doing to prioritize your needs above others so that you can be 100% and fully engaged in whatever it is you're about to do. Because if you're not, then you're only giving 50% of yourself. I think about this in real estate all the time. A really good friend of mine, Martin Correa. Yes, Martin Correa. We will give you a shout out. One of my best friends. He's been doing real estate forever. And I remember when I first got involved in real estate, he said to me, Tam, Chica, he calls me Chica, you have to take a break because if you don't, you're going to be so burnt out and you're not going to be effective. And I thought about that and I thought, no, because I only know one speed, right? 100. So I go from 0 to 100 and I operate at 100 and I'm always available for my clients. I'm always available for anybody who needs me. And even if I'm feeling tired or sick or what have you, I just keep going and I keep pushing through knowing that once it's done, I'll take a break. I remember thinking about those words that Martin shared with me and the advice that he shared with me, that you have to take a break because your business will start to be affected. You won't be 100% available for your clients. And I thought, no, I'm good at it. It dawned on me that if I'm not 100%, forget about for myself, right? Even though self-care is number one, that if I can't be 100% available, it's not fair to my clients that they're getting 50% of me because I'm tired or overworked or whatever it is, right? So yeah, make sure you prioritize your needs over the needs of others. Super important because you can't give 100% if you aren't 100%. That one I completely believe in. So another question that I thought was really cool, and I want to kind of put this out there. So any of you, if you've ever gotten to a point where you criticize yourself before others even give you a chance, before others even get a chance to, self-criticism. I call it the committee, right? It's in your head. And there was a time when I was the effing president of the committee in my head, self-criticizing, self-doubting, talking myself out of something before it even happened, before anybody else even got a chance to either say, hey, great job, right? Versus what I'm saying in my head, Tammy, you could have done effing better, right? So the self-criticism that kind of kicks into our head, my committee, if you will, before somebody else even gets a chance to either say, hey, here's something constructive or here's something really positive, right? We've already got it in our heads. So what we think, we become. That's kind of a rule of thumb that I've always ascribed to. So that's super, super important for me to kind of navigate through staying in that rest and repair mode versus fight or flight. Fight or flight, we're constantly going. It's super important that if you are operating from fight or flight, take a look at how well you feel. Are you starting to feel run down? Are you starting to feel sick? You know, if that's the case, go out and start doing things for yourself. For me, what's super important when I'm in that fight or flight in order to kind of revive my life, if you will, is I do a lot of acupuncture. I do a lot of cupping. I do a lot of hyperbaric oxygen treatment, red light therapy. I get soft tissue treatment. Those are things that take care of my body so that I can be good for anything else that's going on out there. Let's face it, our body, our skin's the largest organ, right? So when you're stressed, it comes out in your skin. For me, it's the stress I hold in my neck, my lower back, my body just feels off. Those are the things that I do to take care of myself so that I'm not always in fight or flight, so that I'm constantly in rest and repair. What I've found when you're in rest and repair is you operate from a place of peace. You are more in a neutral state where you can actually think clearly and know that I'm going to do the best that I can and everything else will be okay. And everything is as it should be, and that there isn't anything I need to do more of to make it happen any faster, because it's going to happen the way that's going to happen. So those are some things that kind of fuel me in terms of always staying in that rest and repair. Everybody's different, right? People go for walks, people read, people have their dogs, right? They have their animals that help them kind of have that peace of mind. For me, it's really about going inward and reassessing. So I know some of us just drink. I mean, listen, I'm not ashamed to throw back a couple of shots of tequila because That kind of is a lot of fun for me. However, let's just keep it real, right? With this whole year having gone by, we've had to pivot and adjust and make changes that benefit the betterment of our lives. So, having said that, fight or flight, it's easy to stay there. We know it well. It's our best friend. That's where we function and get shit done. Rest and repair allows you to really get shit done, but from a place of clarity and awareness and your authentic self. And that fear of rejection, that fear of self-doubt is stomped out in that place of rest and repair. One more thing, diet. Diet and nutrition is crucial. Working out is crucial. For me, it used to be balls to the wall, weights, running 10 miles. Unless I were sweating and like so overheated, I wasn't working out. Wrong. Pilates now is like my best friend. I'll every now and again do some sort of functional training with MB Performance in Pacific Beach with Teddy. Yes, Teddy the trainer. In fact, I'm going there tomorrow to have Matt work on me to do some soft tissue work, which you guys will get to see that as well because we're going to document that. But diet's important, right? I'm gluten-free, I'm dairy-free, I have a ton of allergies when it comes to food, so I have to eliminate that, but not drinking. That's been key for me. Also, getting extra protein. What is this, you say? What are these, you say? What are these 3 delicious bars that I'm holding? What are you asking? Built bars. Protein, extra protein, collagen protein, dark chocolate covered marshmallows. Are you kidding me? Strawberry, so good. Coconut, this is just like an Almond Joy, legit. Vanilla. You can't go wrong. Built Bars, legit. A company that I've partnered with for years, and we're constantly coming out with so much good shit, you guys. Like, treat yourself. Just go. BuiltBar.com. Fantastic. Tell them Tammy Dean sent you. Whatever. Stay out of fight or flight. Get into rest and repair, whether it's your diet, journaling, going and volunteering your time, helping others. Do peaceful things for yourself so that you can really operate from a place of authenticity. Peace out.